I was privileged that when the COVID-19 pandemic started, I was working in an industry where I had the choice of being able to safely work from home. When I started work from home, I thought I would like it. I'm an introvert and a homebody by nature. It's like work from home was made for me. Fast forward a year, and I have some pros and cons on work from home that I would like to share from a manager's perspective. Okay, let's start with cons because bad news first, right? I will definitely say that when I started work from home, I really struggled to get into routine, stay focused, and feel like I was working well and efficiently. At any rate, as a manager, here are the big cons to work from home. The first big con of work from home is missing body language. Zoom, in this video, only shows your face for the most part. There is a lot, therefore, that I feel I missed in terms of body language, both in expressing my own and interpreting other people's. I personally feel, but can't prove of course, like this is a disadvantage for folks whose first language is not English. I'm very proud of animation being such an international industry. We have folks from all over the world who are working in animation, and as such, there are a lot of folks for whom English is a second language. A lot goes missing without body language. It's like missing an entire part of the conversation, even though you're in the same Zoom room. The second big con of work from home was a generation gap and not knowing where people are at. Before the pandemic, I just looked up from my screen and walked over to see my team. During work from home, constantly monitoring Slack, email, GChat, Zoom, transfer host, make sure you have the right microphone hooked up, etc., left me feeling really scattered at first. I think, though, that this feeling is very much the result of a generation gap and my own digital literacy, or lack thereof. I'm a millennial in my 30s, and I had never heard of Zoom prior to the pandemic. I observed a lot, but not all, of people of my age or older who had similar struggles, whereas the younger folks on my team seemed to breeze through this transition to work from home. I highlight this because I just wanted to encourage folks like me to be gracious when accepting help, and in turn to give a little grace for tech-inept moments. The last con of work from home is the little things and spontaneous moments from on-site work that just don't transfer to the work from home context. You know, like when you run into somebody in the kitchen, or when you're idly chatting to another production team as you transfer the theater over for dailies. I love seeing my artists help one another on the floor, and it was great to see supervisors joke with their leads randomly throughout the day. And now the other side. Here are the pros to work from home. The first pro of work from home was having a closer connection to the client team. This pro of work from home really surprised me, and I didn't expect it at all. During work from home, I have been closer to and worked well with the client team better than ever before. I got to talk to their coordinators more directly, I got to meet more of their non-production supervisors, and even see executives at home with their cats and dogs. With client relations, we know we have to be more professional and conscientious about what we say and do. With work from home, though, that boundary also got more porous, and I think it allowed for better communication. We are seeing people in their homes, and whether you're a PA or an exec, everything is right there. It's intimate and personal to see somebody's wall art and to hear their doorbells ring. The second pro of work from home is that I'm taking better care of myself, and I hope that my coworkers are as well. This point actually comes from a friend of mine who is also in production. She pointed out that since she started working from home, she's been taking better care of herself, and I agree. Before work from home, I had erratic lunch times and ate dinner late as a result of overtime. Now I have more time to sleep because I don't have to commute, and I have an entire kitchen full of my own food so I don't have to make sure I get the one vegetarian option on the OT menu. Also, since I'm in the privacy of my own home, I take the time to actually get up and stretch or move. Before, it felt so conspicuous for me personally in an open office workspace to just pause and gently stretch, or to take a minute to just walk around and stretch my legs. The third pro of work from home, in my opinion, is a greater awareness of global and local issues. This has also been a rather unexpected perk for me. Studios are often open workspaces and have a lot of limitations and rules around streaming. As such, when I was in studio, I used to listen to my music on my iPod. At home, I actually listen to the radio out loud in my workspace, so I hear more news and I feel like I have a better awareness of what's happening in the world. Similarly, I'm out and about in my own neighborhood more. I take walks on my breaks, and I can quite literally see better what is happening in my own community rather than rush into the bus in the early hours of the morning when it's dark and there's nothing happening except for the commute itself. This reminds me, to close this video out, I wanted to share a valuable yet simple work from home idea from one of my friends. Start the day by doing a quick walk around the block and end by doing the same. It's not about the exercise or getting a certain number of steps in. It's almost like a mini commute that gets you outside and in the mindset of starting and finishing your workday.